All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. 10 minutes later, here we are. We have SecretX in the grand finals versus our recent winner in the losers finals, BRE. This is going to be an exciting one, to say the least. These guys have not played yet in Frontier, so this is a brand new match. And SecretX, who uh, who who beat BL by quite a big margin, is now having to play BRE, who did not beat BL as we see last time by a large margin. They're having to fight here because right now what the situation is if BRE wins, they have to play another match versus SecretX. So they're gonna have to keep their mental strong if they want to win the whole tournament. And if we can see the lineups, we have our POV from Sketch on SecretX, and we have LMDS just like from last match. This is going to be an exciting one. Uh, we have Drac, Julian, Reese, Sketch, Tynan, and Varo. A pretty standard lineup without the boy JP Giverner. He's not in this lineup, unfortunately. But we just saw from BRE a similar lineup to this. We took out JB from BRE and we put in Valor, who is playing today. So that's good news. And this is gonna be a big one. You're gonna see sparks flying everywhere, and this is gonna be a great match, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, obviously Secret X pulling out basically all the stops. Unfortunately, John, a bit busy with college, isn't quite able to make it here, but what we do have is basically the best lineup that they could possibly make in his absence, and also in the absence of the few other players that, uh, due to other circumstances, could not be playing today. But what matters right now is the fact that we have a very exciting match between two of, for certain, the top teams in D1, uh, looking to bring home a Frontier title. And obviously, Secret X was able to achieve their first major tournament win in this same tournament, uh, when they were able to turn Warrior Stadium into a drafter on the last race. But BRE is
Against the
still looking for
exact
the
same
first
team as
major
well.
tournament win. And they're coming from losers against the team that just won this tournament last time it was held. So, you know, it's going to be challenging for them to be able to take two matches in a row against the defending champions, but they are definitely one of the best suited teams to do so.
I think with Valor in for JB, I think this is a massive difference from what we saw earlier. I think JB plays a lot of the mid pack, and I think Valor usually gets up there pretty early, and you're gonna see him a lot up there holding down the tops. And if he can do that consistently, this is not gonna be close. Valor is one of the best runners in the world, and you have Thomas, one of the best baggers in the world, teaming up
Mhm.
together in one of the most star-studded teams we've ever seen. So
Yeah. And
I
obviously,
think
like I mentioned earlier, with Valor basically being the MVP of the grand finals match between Japan and France, basically single-handedly with incredible play throughout the entire match, bringing them their first World Cup win. And with this team having a lot of that France team that we saw win the World Cup, uh, a lot of people have compared this to Team France, and it pretty much is, missing just a couple of members that were important to that run, but SecretX definitely has their work cut out for them if they want to bring home another Frontier.
so. I'm curious, Awoken. What do you think will happen in potentially both these matches?
Um, I think Secret. Hmm, I think BRE is going to take match one in a close one, and then Secret X is. At least my prediction is that BRE is going to take a close match one, and then Secret X is going to make the adjustments necessary to bring home the reset.
Well,
I don't know what you think, but at least I believe from what I'm seeing, at least from the lineups on paper, that is what's going to be happening.
So, as you guys know, I had the script from last time, and I do have it this time. So I'm not going to spoil it, but all I'm going to say is that I think BRE is going to take both of these. I think they're up to the task, and I think that if anything, Valor is going to bring the punch that BRE need to beat SecretX, and I actually don't think it'll be close in either match, but I sure hope it is a good match for the cast's sake, for the stream's sake, because that'll be very fun to watch, very fun to cast. So, I think the room is up, but I think they got it up a little bit late, so we might see some players even still coming in. I don't know if the room is even, you know, that filled. Oh, we have about 10 people. Okay, so same as last time.
Yeah.
Uh, waiting on 2 more members. Uh, but yeah, as we said earlier, these lineups are very, very strong from both teams, and I think if anything, we're gonna see, a good match. I don't know how close it will be, but I think it'll be a good one.
Yeah, these two teams, especially with the substitution that BRE has made, bringing in Valor, these two teams are definitely teams that are capable of, you know, like you said, making sparks fly. This is going to be probably a shootout with a bunch of massive races back and forth,
Yep.
whether it be, all in favor of one team or, back and forth plus 20, minus 20, plus 20, minus 20. Either way, I think this will definitely be interesting to watch. I think it'll be, high energy, much more of I guess, casual spectator friendly war, if that makes sense, than the last one was. Like, there wasn't anything wrong with the last war. It was definitely a very good war, but it was mostly a war. It was mostly a war of momentum, and the team that had won the prize had the team that was able to get the most small wins was able to capitalize on them the most and bring home the victory. That, of course, being BRE. But I think this is definitely going to be more of a high octane war, if that makes sense. A bunch of bigger races, a bunch of uh, big plays, big shocks, things like that.
Yeah, we do
And I think it'll
see
make for a very interesting thing to watch.
we do see Valor coming in. Looks like he might have been able to barely make this match. It looks like it, but I think if anything, this is going to be one of the like you said, this is going to be a lot of big races, but also I think it's going to be a lot down to, the shocks that are in play.
Mhm.
The last war had quite a bit of shocks, but it didn't it looked like at that point they were, later in lap 3. They didn't affect the race as much as you'd expect a normal shock to affect the race. I think the shocks here are going to be much, much more shaping out the race. And I think, if anything, it's going to make the match way more exciting, way more intense, and way more unpredictable.
Of course. And as we wait for the rum to keep gathering, we do have the Twitch Prime sub coming in. Thank you, Inferion. And Valor, after DCing and being gone for about 30 seconds, is back, and we are up to a full rum, so the grand finals will be starting very, very shortly.
And I don't know what track SecretX would be using here. I think they're our host, right? Because they are on the winner's side.
I do believe so, and I do think,
Oh, it's Vara, okay.
yeah, it will be Vara hosting, so depending on how many top spots they have, we could maybe see like a Hyrule Circuit, a Wario Stadium if they have a lot of top spots, or maybe a DKJ if BRE was able to get into the realm quickly. But we do have
Also,
another Twitch Prime sub coming in. Thank you, Velg.
Yep. Wild Woods, very interesting track. I've seen this in a lot of SecretX matches actually. It's not a very common runner, but if you have a lot of top spots, this is very good because if you can, have 2 people go left, and then, or not left, 2 people go on the right side, which is the faster path, and then have 1 person go for the coins. You're gonna have that 1 person going for the coins catch up, and basically you're almost guaranteed a top 3 right off the bat. So if you can keep that for the remainder of the race, that is pretty much what you want. So
Yeah,
there's
and
Wild Woods coming out.
we are going to see it. Maybe SX is top 4. That's what the track picking screen made it seem to be, but as we know that's not always the most accurate thing. So maybe they are top 4, maybe they aren't. It looks like they are. Either way, though, going to be a very good match and ideal for SX. Getting the track pick they started off on, and with the amount of top spots here, Sketch and the rest of his team is going to be looking to capitalize on it.
And we do see top 3 going right, actually. So this is... They're just going to all draft off each other, give each other a lot of speed to break away from
and
the
some of those teams face as well.
And it looks like one of BRE has gotten up here into first almost already off the bat.
Yeah, that would be...
I think that's Starlo?
I do think that is Starlo. Starlo is Floppo, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, but either way, a BL member, or not a BL member, a BRE member, I'm sorry, still focused on the losers finals, able to make their way into the top spots here, and unfortunately for Sketch, kind of fallen from the top spots from his with his mates that he once was in, and is now kind of having to do the dirty work for his team, stuck here in the back, and maybe he'll be able to pull something good. Unfortunately, a single shroom is not what he was looking for.
Yeah, I think he's going to look to catch up here with these shrooms. A bomb coming out for BRE, very good for them. Looks like they're 2-3 at least for them. Fire coming out for Sketch. It's going to be able to fire out. Nope, unfortunately not able to take the cut as well. So either a top 3 or a 2-3 at least for BRE, and they're going to have to catch up fast if they want to recover this.
Yeah. BRE, unlike Sketch, will be successful in their fire attempt and is going to get Varro out of the front. Sketch still up here. Maybe he's up here on his own. I don't think it's a top 3 for BRE, but with how quickly they were able to destroy the run that SX had at the beginning of this race, it could potentially be the case. Thomas in here with the star in 9th, and he's just going to be shrooming his way to the line here. Nothing too out of the ordinary going on over there.
Out at the end.
Yeah,
I think SecretX is getting a bottom 4. Okay,
and yeah, they are in fact getting a bottom 4. It's going to be a top 3, 5, 6, 8, and BRE out to an early start. You know, the SX seemingly confident in their Wild Woods pick to start it off, and their top 4 was turned into nearly a Bree top 4. And that's going to be almost a plus 30 for them, I believe. So definitely exactly the start that they were looking for.
And we see the Wario Stadium pick coming out. And if you guys remember, this exact situation between these exact 2 teams happened last time, where BRE was top 4. This time they're only top 3, 5, but you know, very similar situation. And SecretX pulled a green and a red in 4-5, rescreened out 2 of them, and then Roberto, you know, coming from the ashes, ended up running out first while 4th got bumped out, and they ended up having a top 4 race, just like we saw where they flipped the script. We might be able to see it on RWS. This time it's Trainbow, but be sure to watch out for that sort of situation happening in this war.
We do know of SecretX's ability to turn Wario Stadium into a drafter. Thankfully for them, they will not have to, and unfortunately for Bree, who were able to get a top 5-7 on this exact track against Beyond the Losers Finals, they are now basically on the opposite end, and SX has now been given pretty much the same spots that BRE had in that exact race. So if they're able to do what BRE did in the Losers Finals, then they're going to be sitting pretty. But unfortunately for them, it's looking like they haven't quite been able to get anyone up there just yet. Drag making his way up, which is nice, but it's all BRE behind him.
Oh, it looks like 2 people from BRE getting greened out instantly, and this is going to be tough for BRE to come back. They're going to be on low coins. They're going to have no items, and it all comes down to the beginning, and it looks like it's shaping out to be a SecretX, you know, a lot of top spots up there. We do see 2 of SecretX back here, but I think that is 3 as well, actually. So maybe it's not as clear cut as I said it was, but Sketch is looking to catch up with his shrooms and potentially get out the BRE top spots.
It's a 4, 5, 6, 7 at the moment for SX. Maybe 1 behind or 1 in front of them, but I think they have just turned it into a 3-4-5-6. I'm not quite sure who that Wiggler is. It's a BRE
That's
member,
BRE
more than
member.
likely. Yeah,
Yes,
that would be Valor.
It looks
But
like Valor, since he has the motion
yeah,
controls on at all times, might be able to take a spot off of Tynan there. And
yeah.
that'll be pretty big. Oh, doesn't actually
But
get it
it's a
out.
1-3-4-6 for SX, so not quite the plus 38 that BRE was able to manage in losers finals, but still a winning race, and they're going to be looking to capitalize on that momentum.
Yeah, and just like I said, it came down to the beginning, and we saw Drac get up there pretty early, and he kept it quite easily. It's not a very, back friendly track, just like we saw in the last match. It's just the same in this match, and we see Wario Stadium coming out once again, one of the most consistent runners, but just like I said last time, it wasn't so consistent for the other team, but
Yeah. However,
I
SX is the team picking it this time, so
this is
that
true.
may end up not being the case.
I think if we keep like summoning it over and over again, it'll happen, right? I think that's how that works.
I think it won't happen if we keep trying to speak it into existence.
Dang.
Like
Well,
what
about that.
SX did in grand finals was pretty much 1 in a million. And like as good of a team as good of teams as both of them are, I don't think either of them are going to be able to replicate that. Let's just enjoy what we have right now, which is actually no, it's hard to enjoy Twisted Mansion, but
Wow. See, I like Twisted Mansion. I'm glad it was picked because this is a very much a sort of mixed track that you're gonna see a lot of teams pick for drafting spots, and this shows exactly why. These shroom spots, they're all gonna get the top spots. So it looks
yeah.
like Valor getting bumped out though. Now we have a top two for SecretX,
Maybe a
perhaps top
top
three
three,
if
depending on
Varo can get up
what
there.
Varo's doing. However, JB, who we thought wasn't playing, we do see in third. So we're not quite sure what's up there. Excuse me.
And
Thomas able to draft his way
Thompson
into first, and not quite sure what happened to those other SX members that took the left path. Interesting to see them
Ooh,
gone,
Varo
and
getting
getting a
Nana.
great nano on Varo there to make a top 3 for Bree early on.
There's a blue shell coming out, and there's going to be a lot of people streaming up at this cut, so things could shake up right after this. Looks like
Most of the
BRE is
streams are
still
going to be
keeping
from BRE.
a lot of these spots.
Sketch going up.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, Thomas, I think, his red lagging onto his mate in JB there. Sketch with the blooper, gonna do some damage. Uh,
The target blooper, if you will, over the
yeah.
glider. Very
Sketch about
unfortunate.
to, Sketch about to hit him with the drop blooper. Alright.
Okay, not the items you wanted here. Triple Shrimp's golden. You definitely want to dodge here, especially since there's so many people back there. I think definitely bottom two could pull it, but maybe even these 9-10 spots could do it as well. Another blue coming out. That is huge for SecretX. I do think this is a top 3 though for BRE, so they're gonna have to mount at least a shock or a huge comeback from these last few boxes.
Alright, so as it turns out, LMDS was subbed out for JB because his net unfortunately suffered. So that would explain why he's in the room. Thomas, however, not worried about that at all, getting a great back on, I believe, Sketch back there. And it's looking like a very, very good race for BRE if
Ooh,
they
the
were able
triple
to keep those top
greens!
spots.
Okay, it looks like
Julian able to
SecretX
lag
got
his way into
third.
fourth. Or third, rather. But I do believe that's a top 2, and it is. That
Ooh,
will
that's
be
a
a
lot
9th
of
and
mid
11.
spots.
Yeah, it's a lot of mid spots, but that will be about a +4 or +6, something like that, for BRE, as
Yeah,
they are immediately able to deny SecretX from getting any sort of momentum whatsoever.
yeah. The last match, a lot about the smaller races, but I think this time the small races are not going to matter as much, and we're going to see races like um, the first race that was a plus 32 for BRE. Those are going to be the ones that matter this time. And right now it's showing it because these small races they're they're evening out. So we're
Yeah,
going to see this is all going to come down to the first parts of the race and the track picks, and we see Moo Moo Meadows coming for SecretX. And this could be huge because just like Twisted Mansion, you want all the shroom spots here. because those are the ones that are going to be able to take the cut. And this is way bigger of a runner than even Twisted Mansion is. So
Yeah.
we're going to have to see what happens. And we're just going to see a lot of people go on these inside boxes. Some people will lag through them, some people won't. And Sketch, unfortunately, does not pull a red, but his teammate Tynan does. And he's on the DK. He's going to be shrimming up probably into first place. And we
Looks
see
like
Valor
it.
up there as well, probably in second. And Sketch ends up going for the white coins. He wants to be able to, get the coins to catch up in these final laps. There's not a lot of coins on this track, so getting them early on is very important. Tynan ends up getting hit out, and it looks like a lot of SecretX is back here. This is going to be huge for BRE if they can keep these top spots.
Yeah. Sketch with that bomb may try to do something, but it would be very risky to do so, as there is still a good amount
looks like
of
he got
SecretX. It looks like he
one in the cut.
maybe got a couple of SecretX. We're not quite sure who he got. Thomas died to something. At least I'm pretty sure that was Thomas, but he died to something. Don't know if it was the bomb, but
Almost all the mid spots are controlled.
yeah,
by
we see
right now.
we see SX in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at the moment. So not exactly ideal, but we're gonna see if they can do something with it.
Okay, we do see a top 3 for BRE, so it's gonna come all down to whether or not they can hit out double reds from BRE, which doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Thomas going for the backs, unfortunately not connecting, but we do see a green up that's gonna connect with JB, and only a top 2 right now for BRE, but it looks like they get the top 2-4, so it's not too bad after all. But that hit might come in handy later when SecretX gets 3-4-5 here, and that could have been a whole lot worse. And
yeah,
I think if BRE keeps this momentum going, it's going to be hard, but at least you got some front presence.
Yeah, they were able to escape with a slight win there. A very, very slight win, but a win is a win nonetheless. And at this point of the war, that's really all BRE needs. When they have this much of a lead, then they are just looking to, not let SX do anything about it. We
They
definitely
want to stay in the driver's seat, and we keep seeing Wario Stadium pop up over and over again, and if it's not picked, I will be very surprised. We will not be able to, even have any thoughts of recreating that moment. But we're gonna enjoy the moment. Okay, I get it. I want to reminisce in the past time. I get it. But we're gonna get RMC Mario Circuit. So not quite RWS Wario Stadium, but this is a very much a bagging track. So we're gonna see probably 4 or 5 of SecretX run and 1 or 2 baggers from each team, and that's gonna basically shape up the whole race because those baggers are gonna pull shock this race. I can guarantee you that, and it's gonna all come down to that shock. And right now we see BRE with the 1-3, Tynan getting up here with a red. Doesn't look like he's able to connect it on anyone. BRE with a top 2-4 at the moment. It doesn't look like there's as many runners as I thought there would be. And ends
most
up
of them
getting
do
redded.
appear to be BRE, though. A couple of SX kind of in the mid-pack, but after Thomas gets redded once, he's decided enough is enough, and he's going to play RMC what has become to be more the traditional way here in the community. Going to be bagging here, going to be chaining his star into this set at the end here.
Oh, not getting a dodge. That's very unfortunate. And we see SketchUp with a star very close to first, considering everyone else. And BRE taking out... Oh, he's going to take out Varo as well. Oh, but he does cancel the red with the dodge.
Almost certainly an SX shock. There's no way that BRE would let Sketch get away with something like that, as he now has 4 streams in first and is sitting pretty. Unfortunately, will be getting redded, but is going to have more than enough time to recover from it, as he has his mate in second and he has still 2 streams in first. I have never seen anyone do that MT in my life.
That is the sweaty strat. That's what the world record does, and I think Sketch just wants to go as fast as he can, because look at this pack right now. It's crazy, and it's all going to come down to this final straight. And I think right now SecretX has all the tops. Ooh, that blue almost connecting, but he does get an extra couple of spots off of it. So 1-3. Ooh, that's a lot of mid spots for BRE. And
Yeah,
it looks like the ending there was not very kind to SecretX, and
they
they're
will
gonna
end up with the
be
bottom four.
they're gonna be way down
Yeah,
after that one
BRE
because
BRE just continuing to get exactly what they want. These slight wins is just all they need. If they just keep getting slight win after slight win, then
I mean if they're able
before
to
they
take
know it,
out
then they're going to be sitting very pretty, and they already are with a 56-point lead, just 5
yeah,
races in.
just as I said with the script, looks like my prediction is coming true, but technically technically it's not over yet.
We are
So
we are far from done. It's way too early to say anything yet. We still have over
exactly.
half a war to play. We still have a second match to play if BRE is able to get this first one done. So
Look,
you
I'm
would
not
have to think that SX is already thinking, okay, if this does go to a second match, what adjustments do we need to make? Do we need to maybe make a sub happen? Do we maybe need to get John to stop doing his homework? And
yeah, come on. What are you doing? This is
yeah,
grand finals we're talking about.
yeah, this is grand finals of Frontier. Come on, you
All
got to
right.
be giving her.
That was oh, JP Givener in the chat saying bring it home, boys. I think
So he is here. He
he
is
is
here.
here. He is maybe not, able to play, but he is definitely here in spirit. And yeah, we're
Watching
gonna
his boy
see.
sketch attempt to run Mario Kart Stadium, which historically does not go well for most people that try, but SX is off to an early top two. Reese able to draft his way up into first, so maybe they
Santa's
can
not
make
quite.
maybe they can make something different happen than what we're used to seeing.
And I think if you can hold this lead, I think it's a lot better than people might think. Oh, that
Yeah,
that horn does not connect. It connects with his trail, but not quite Thomas. So he's gonna have to take him out if he wants to keep these top spots.
yeah. Is
Thomas
gonna
actually
toss the
holding
run on the
up.
pipe. It looks like. Unfortunately, Reese
Okay.
will be getting blued out here,
This
and
is huge for BRE. Okay,
yeah,
SecretX ends up coming
Yeah,
back with the
Tynan
top
able
two.
to make his way into second. Unfortunately,
Ooh,
Sketch
the
hitting the nana that
blooper!
was there last lap.
Ooh, he just completely forgot about it, and the blooper did not help him there.
Yeah,
Now Thomas sitting in second with the red. It looks like some people might be able to. Nope, no one passes him. It's very close though.
it's a one
Tynan is
three
gonna
four
get.
for SX at the moment, and Thomas is looking to do everything he possibly can to take Tynan out of
Ooh,
first.
hitting the
Unfortunately,
wall.
not quite getting the shortcut he probably was hoping for. Is going to have to hope for something good out of these doubles, and
Oh, that is
unfortunately, a coin in a
not
shroom is not going to cut
take
it.
out Tynan. And it looks like Tynan's gonna keep first unless there's a shock at the very end of this race, which it does not look like there will be. And it looks like Sketch is just gonna keep this. He might be getting a bottom spot just because of the fact that. Ooh,
You're going to
yeah,
get
no
Motion Glider with a
shrooms.
star, and going to lose spots for it. You tried your best, Sketch. That's what matters.
Okay, 1-3. Similar situation to last
Pretty
time, not
even
nearly as
spots. I
bottom
do think that
as
was
bottoms.
a very slight win for BRE, and like we keep saying, that's just all they need to do. Okay, I'm watching back the Motion Glider. It looks like he barely got any motion out of it, so not quite what Sketch had been hoping for, but
Yeah, he's definitely hoping for shrooms there, not a star. But yeah, BRE just keeps holding down these mid spots, and you think the top spots are gonna matter the most here, but when you get so much of the mid presence, it's just game over when you can't get
yeah.
any of them. It's just
And
almost impossible.
yeah, and with BRE off to a 60-point lead halfway through the war, SX is going to have to go back to the drawing board. Whether they're thinking about the second half of this war or the second match of this grand final, they're going to have to make some adjustments. It's just a question of can they figure out what the right ones are.
I'm seeing Piranha Plant Slide coming out for SecretX, not quite RWS, because they do not have as many top spots. And it's going to be interesting to see because here there are item boxes spread throughout the first part of this lap, which is unlike any other track in the game. And you're going to see Thomas probably go for the second place box here at the beginning. Tynan will not be going for it because he's trying to go as fast as possible and collect the coins before Thomas can. So, okay, no, looks like Thomas is going for the fast line, not outlining Tynan for the moment, but might be able to get a draft. He does into first, takes the box, is going to be able to get defense at this next set and instantly trail as well so that he can try and stay up here and gatekeep the top presence. Looks like top 2, oh, if he can nano him, not quite, but Tynan is keeping that second. He's going to be taking the double away from Tynan if he can. And he has a horn now for the blue shell, so if he can keep that, that'll be huge. Now, if Tynan decides to he does not have a shroom, but a lot of people do end up going through the cut. And this is a lot of mid spots for SecretX, but like I said earlier, if they can't hold down this mid pack, it's going to be game over for them because you can't just have top spots. You have to have some mids as well.
And we do see very few SX up here. We saw Tynan, and I think we see Sketch in 7th, but Varo's up there. But besides them, I do believe that's a top 3 for BRE. We saw Thomas in first, and I highly doubt he's lost it, considering what we've seen. But
2 SecretX getting taken out from the mid pack, and once again, we have the same situation. Ooh, and he's stealing the doubles from his teammate. That's very unfortunate. And now we're gonna have to see if SecretX can mount a comeback here. A lot of the bottom spots for them, and if they don't pull the shock here, it's almost game over for them on this track. So
yeah,
Sketch is not getting any boxes as well.
Yeah, whoever that is in last. Actually, no, that guy is frozen. Oh, this race might not count. Okay,
Nope.
never mind. They're back.
Okay, he's moving. At least the race might count now.
Yeah, the
But it
race
looks
will
like that
count.
person
The
at
race will
least-
count.
That person definitely DC'd from what I can tell because they're not using like a lot of items. And
Not quite
yes.
sure who that is. That could also mean a bot shock. Yep, there it is.
Okay, yeah, that was almost expected.
That bot shock does look to be benefiting SX very, very much more so than it would BRE. And SX able to get quite a few top spots out of it, it looks like. Thomas falling from first all the way to 8th because of it. And we're going to see. I should never be a caster again, dude.
I was gonna say I'm not sure who's first there, but I didn't want to jinx it as well. But it's the one who speaks first, I guess, who's always wrong. I mean, I don't know if that was a bot shock. It was respec there, so I don't know if he DC'd. He might have, but either way, it dodged a mix of both teams, and it ended up giving SecretX some of the mid spots back, but not quite enough to secure a victory on that race. And we're gonna see DKJ coming out for BRE, and at this point you have to wonder, is SecretX planning for the second match, or are they trying to mount the biggest comeback of their lives?
We can only wait and see, and with that race, BRE has extended their lead to now 2 top 6s. They're up by 80 points now, and it's looking harder and harder by the race for SX to be able to pull this off. Are they going to be able to do it? It's looking more and more difficult as time passes.
All right, and like I said earlier, I think it's going to come down to the mid spots here. If the mid spots can pull some dodges, pretty far away from first, they're going to be able to catch up very fast, especially on this track with a lot of the cuts and the broken sets. So we're going to see a lot of BRE up here. Tom is going wide to get a box, but he does end up coming back and trailing Tynan. And now it's going to come down to, who gets hit out here at the beginning and whether or not we're going to see people hard bag for shock. And we see a BRE top 3, maybe top 4. Oh no, that looks like Drak coming out from the cut and not getting his star once again. Not pulling the items he wants and needs,
Yeah.
but it looks like we're going to have to see SecretX going for shock with all the top presence that BRE has.
Yeah, BRE does have 2 of the bottom 4, and with the lead that they have, that is actually a good thing. They should commit to at least having one person in the back for pretty much the rest of the war, because they don't need big wins anymore. They just need to not have a catastrophic race. They are in bottom 3 at the moment, but they can handle getting a bottom 3 so long as the other 3 members of their team are able to bring home a good race. And if they can just have one person back there, just mitigating the back, making sure that SX isn't trying to do anything fishy, then they're going to be more than set to bring this war home.
I haven't seen like a lot of the tops, with both of these POVs right now, but it looks like top 2 is broken away, And a shock is very likely, especially in the later part of this lap. But I'm not sure who it's going to come from. And Thomas having to build because he is in the middle of getting build. Tynan holding a star in a mid spot. It's going to be tough because I think right now BRE is all the top spots. Holding blue as well, so that's huge for them. And
Mhm.
Thomas ends up going into first. He does pull a red. Oh, they threw the blue at him. No.
Yeah,
That's
unfortunate for Thomas, but it does not matter. That's still a lot of top spots for BRE. That is
that could have
at
been a
least a top
whole
two,
lot more
probably a
though.
top 2-6, a
Ooh,
top
top
3
three.
6. The bottom two means nothing. The bottom two means absolutely nothing. That's still a winning race, and again, that is literally all they need. And my point here is coming true, where they just keep getting just carrying their momentum. Like they're just getting plus 10 after plus 10 after plus 10 with a plus 20 to plus 30 sprinkled in there as well. But what matters here is that they are going just win after win. And before they knew it, they are out to, I believe, now a 90-point lead with 1 GP to play.
An interesting track pick coming out for SecretX. They're going for Water Park, it seems. Not sure why they would pick that. I mean, they could envision it maybe something similar to like a drafter, but very strange that they would pick a what I would consider a group runner for only for 4-5. It's very interesting. I
Yeah.
think if anything, the Wario Stadium pick would be huge for BRE just to keep that top presence. And it looks like they do get it. Now, are we going to get the same situation that happened last time? Awoken. Prediction now. Will happen.
With how BRE is playing and with how much stronger BRE has become since that last happened, I'm thinking no.
Dang. Well, you heard it here first. It's not happening. I mean, like, is there so much to say at this point? I mean, I think
Yeah.
it's
If
very
Titan
hard
pulls
to.
like triple greens or something, yeah, no.
Not quite. Yeah.
Thomas immediately getting a trail off.
Yeah.
And you know, like chat's saying, SX loves Water Park. They will pick it no matter what spots they're in.
Yeah, I do
So
believe that's the case. Yeah.
yeah, nothing out of the ordinary has happened in the front spots yet. It's still mostly BRE up here, and at this point, SX has to be thinking, all right, what did we do wrong? What are we going to be doing in match 2? Because, yeah, with Tynan getting killed out there, that's basically the nail in the coffin, and I'm pretty sure BRE has a solidified match 1 win here. Obviously, It's not over yet, and I've seen bigger comebacks, but with how well they've been playing and with the momentum that they have right now, it's going to take a miracle from SecretX if anything's going to be happening here.
Yeah, we do see. I think the SecretX have bottom. Oh no, they definitely don't have bottom 4. But they it looks like they're gonna have to be going for shock at this point. You might see it come out here with SecretX falling off the track to try and dodge the shock. Not quite. We do see probably Reese back there cycling for what seems to be the shock. He does pull a bill, so unless it's after that bill, it doesn't look like he's pulling it. And it's just dominance for BRE right now. We're seeing them heading into lap 3. I think a top 3-5 and pulling triple nanas. That's just big for them. Ooh, but a boomerang taking out Thomas, and now you have a little bit of mid presence for SecretX, but not nearly enough to try and to take out their tops. And ooh, the boomerang connecting with Drac, who has a star as well. That is not.
Yeah.
Oh, and Sketch falls off as well.
Yeah, Sketch falls off the plane. Unfortunately, also planting Drac as well. And I do believe BRE was able to hold their top 3 for the entire A beautiful bomb from whoever that was. That probably came from a Crazy 8, but either way, I am just about positive that BRE was able to maintain their top 3.
And I think that does confirm the win for BRE as well.
Yeah, that's a bottom 5 for SecretX. Oh my goodness. That bomb was beautiful. That bomb was absolutely beautiful. JB lagged through it. JB lagged through it. That's why that was a bottom 5 for SX.
Yeah, it all comes down to the lag. Definitely, BRE didn't have like top 3 there, but you know, we're gonna move past that. I think at this point, it might be technically possible. I'm not sure, but if anything, it's like, you know, it's gonna be impossible. I think at this point, the SecretX have to be looking to the next match.
I don't think that's a plus 30. Oh, it is a plus 32. So yeah, unless BRE repicks, then it is mathematically over.
Yep.
After 9 races. So it turns out that you were right. BRE was going to come out guns a blazing, and they were just going to pour on massive race after massive race.
Well,
Wi-
I'm only right
barring
about
no
the first
penalties,
part.
it is in fact mathematically over.
I'm only right about the first part so far, so don't wanna jinx it just yet, you know. And we have
Yeah,
not seen this pick come out for BRE yet. RMP, Music Park, Melody Motorway, whatever you want to call it. This is gonna be probably just a track they're looking to practice on, and I think we see the Wario coming out from someone. I don't know who it is, but yes, we're probably gonna see some meme combos. Perhaps it's not the end of the war, or the end of the set, but a lot of people like to
yeah.
joke around and pick the combos that they like.
What is nice
Without the
about
meta.
this? What is nice about the situation SX is in right now is they have over 20 minutes. They have nearly a half hour to, get a mental reset, think about what went wrong these 9 races, and come back the next war even stronger. Because now that they have been brought to a bracket reset, this is their last chance to bring home this tournament. But like I said, they're actually in a surprisingly nice position because they have over a half hour to, reset their mental state and think about the situation right now.
And I think if you're SecretX right now, you have to be thinking to yourselves, okay, we know what went wrong here. We know what went wrong. The mid pack was what killed us. We did not have enough, mid pack presence. We did not have enough people spamming our items at the opponents. We need to have people who are in there in the mud, getting dirty, and trying to just take out whoever they can. Because when you do that, you can translate that into top presence because of all the stuff you will pull from sets after, and from the mid presence you can take it to the top. So BRE did that this match, and they're going to try and see if they can do it this next match. Meanwhile, we do see a Chalk coming out. I think that was a BRE shock because they did use their dodges right as the shock happened, and I do think this is going to be, yet again, another big race from BRE as Sketch gets redded off the track. So yeah, at this point, it's just they need to reset their mental, and I think SecretX can do just that. Thomas tried to red his teammate. Luckily, he had iframes, so
Yeah,
doing it again to Tynan this time.
yeah,
And yeah, this is a pretty big race for BRE, and it's
yeah,
it's over at this point, but it's not over for SecretX. They have another match.
yeah. And the thing, like I mentioned earlier, about this being actually good for Secret X, that they have a long time to, get a mental reset, think about what went wrong, and think about the changes they need to make. This is also good for BRE because since they have about a half hour between the next time they have to play a serious race here, like with stuff on the line, because this is garbage time now that the war is mathematically over. But they've got a long time to calm themselves down, don't get too overexcited, and just be ready and be locked in for the bracket reset here. So they're in just as good of a position, the fact that they were able to end this war early, because it gives them time to calm themselves down.
Yeah, and I don't think BRE would be the type of team to get overly excited, especially with a bracket reset coming.
Of
But
course.
it does really affect the mental when you have a very high in the fact that you are completely destroying SecretX at the moment into what could potentially be, a bad first race, a bad first couple races, bad first GP. That could really drain the mind. And the fact that they have so much time to just you know, not really think about it too much and just try and move on and think about the next match, the more time they have to, think about taking home the victory.
Right. And SX finally getting their water park, but
A little bit too late.
yeah, a little bit too little too late, unfortunately, for them. At least they do get to enjoy playing on one of the clan's favorite tracks as, they try and wind down, try and, reset their mental and just chill for the next 15 or so minutes before the run for the bracket reset opens.
And I think this garbage time is actually way more important than people think. People might think, oh yeah, the war's over. It doesn't really matter what happens here. But I think it matters a whole lot more than you think. When you think about it, something like when you get to the last race, you need a big race if you're SecretX. You need something that'll carry your momentum into the next war. And if you're BRE, you need to make sure that doesn't happen so that you are not thinking, oh my gosh, did they just, download us and now they're showing what they have against us? And this last race is coming up is going to be very important. I think as long as SecretX can pull off a pretty decent race, maybe even in these last two, they're gonna be set for the next match. They're not necessarily going to win, of course, but they're definitely looking to take home the crown.
Right, and obviously both of these teams have one more match to play, but it's going to be a test of resilience because this is going to be BRE's third war in a row. That's something to think about. This is going to be BRE's third war in a row. They're going to have to be chaining 3 consecutive wars against 2 of the strongest teams in the world. And whether that gets to them, whether they start to get tired, is a factor that remains to be seen. But this is definitely a team that has proven time and time again in formats where they have to play multiple wars in a row that they will not let that get to them. Obviously, a couple members here from World Friend who we saw dominate the best of 3 format for years and years. So I don't think it'll be a factor, but it is something to think about for those that have less playoff experience in high-level Mario Kart.
Yeah, and again, we saw that race come down to, once again, the mid spots. We saw a 1-3 for SecretX, but, BRE getting the rest. And that's one of their favorite tracks and one of their best tracks, so it's going to be hard to say if SecretX are mounting a comeback here. I think, if anything, they just need some random track that'll help them, reset their mental. And they're doing just that. They're all picking random tracks, it looks like. And Toad's Turnpike, one of my least favorite tracks coming out, but it does make sense since Reese isn't using the inward bike. But at this point, they just need some sort of momentum to bring them into the next match.
Yeah, and as we wind down the first match of this grand finals and wait for the reset, we might as well share what has happened throughout the rest of Frontier. So, like we mentioned, very early on, towards the beginning of losers finals, I don't know who was here for that, but we did have United Bros able to come back from losers and take the bronze bracket over Mushroom Team. So congrats to them. And we also just had the silver bracket conclude as well, in which American Gunslingers were able to bring home the win from the winner's side over Inferno. So congrats to them as well. And now we're just waiting on a winner for the gold bracket, which we will see in the next hour.
Now, Awoken, of course, pulling the Obama meme where he's congratulating himself,
I don't want to hear it. I do not. I don't want to hear shit. Wait, ooh. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything.
You don't want to hear what?
Listen, it's important to share the love. I did not even play in the grand finals reset of my team's last match, so I'm not congratulating myself. I'm congratulating the 6 that were able to carry me to a PNG image. Okay.
I guess that's kind of fair. I don't know though. Anyways, but congratulations to United Bros and American Gunslingers once again. These brackets are brutal, and the fact that they were able to both, climb through those is an incredible feat. And yeah, we're gonna see, the gold bracket conclude in just a bit after this next match. And right now, it looks like SecretX is a lot of bottom spots, so I don't think that momentum is gonna carry into the next match for SecretX. But we do see Tynan in first. He is going to get blued on the line, which is very unfortunate. But I do think that as long as they can keep their mental healthy, they're going to be... Is that a snipe? Oh, okay, never mind.
It is not a snipe.
It doesn't get blued on the line, fortunately.
Yeah, no. What is happening to Tynan, whether or not he gets sniped or blued on the line, is more important than his team's mental reset. But
True.
Do think... that's nearly a plus 200 for Bree, showing that, even in garbage time, they're still trying to assert dominance as much as possible, get into SecretX's head, and SecretX is going to be showing in the next match whether or not Bree was successful in getting into their head. We're going to see how the next match unfolds. Hopefully it's closer for SecretX's sake and for the sake of viewership, but this was still a good war nonetheless.
Yeah, and we're going to take a little break before the next match, but stay tuned because at the hour we will be seeing both these teams face off once again in the bracket reset, BRE versus SecretX, and we'll see you guys then.